When you turn 50, you start to realize that your body no longer forgives the small things. A single misstep, an afternoon of gardening that went on too long, and the next morning, your knees, Achilles tendon, or shoulders suddenly ache. I've met countless people like this. One of my patients, Daniel, once said, "I just bent down to tie my shoes, heard a small pop, and from that day on, my knee was never the same." And have you ever felt something like that? These small injuries may seem harmless, but they're actually your body's way of saying, "I need to be cared for differently now." Let me help you visualize something. Our tendons are like the ropes that anchor a ship to the dock. If the ropes are weak, no matter how strong the ship is, it can't stand against the waves. Tendons work the same way. They keep your muscles and joints connected, stable, and flexible. But over the years, they dry out, weaken, and lose their ability to absorb stress. And here's something most people never tell you. If all you do is rest, take painkillers, or stick to gentle stretching, your tendons will never truly heal. They need a signal to activate a level of tension strong enough to tell your body, "Repair me, make me stronger." I call this the regeneration threshold, about 70% of your maximum strength capacity. When you reach that threshold, your tendons respond. Collagen begins to rebuild, and their endurance improves naturally and sustainably. But you might be wondering, how do I know if I've reached that level? And is it even safe at my age? That's exactly what we'll explore in today's video. You'll learn why isometric exercises are the golden therapy for older adults, how to practice them correctly without worsening your pain, and the secret that helped hundreds of my patients, from athletes to retirees, regain mobility, reduce pain, and feel younger with every step. Because I truly believe this. It's never too late to rebuild your strength. Whether you're 55, 65, or 75, your body still has the power to heal as long as you know how to send it the right signal. Let me tell you a story. A woman named Linda, 62, came to see me with chronic Achilles tendon pain that had lasted nearly 2 years. She had tried everything: physical therapy, anti-inflammatory medication, acupuncture, but every time she started walking again, the pain came back. When I asked about her exercises, she smiled sadly and said, "I only do light stretches, doctor, just a few heel raises in the morning. I'm afraid if I push too hard, it'll hurt more." And that right there is the most common mistake I see in people over 50. They're afraid of pain, so they don't apply enough pressure to the tendon. But ironically, it's that lack of challenge that keeps the tendon weak. Collagen fibers stop regenerating and the pain lingers on. Here's what I want you to remember. A tendon only gets stronger when you challenge it a little. Just like your muscles, if you only lift light weights forever, you'll never get stronger. Tendons are the same way. Research shows that for true regeneration, tendons must be stimulated at about 70% of their maximum load, enough to trigger recovery signals, but not enough to cause injury. Scene transition, a microscopic animation showing collagen fibers reorganizing and rebuilding. Once you reach that threshold, your body begins sending chemical signals to the injured area. New collagen is produced. The fibers realign as if you're weaving a stronger, more resilient net. That's the process that reduces pain, increases strength, and helps you move with ease again. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do I train at that 70% level? The answer is simple, but it requires patience. When I train my patients, I never ask them to lift heavy weights right away. We start with isometric holds exercises where the body stays still, yet the muscles remain under tension. For example, holding a half squat position for 30 seconds, standing on your toes and holding the calf raised for 30 seconds. Or if your shoulder hurts, gently pressing your hand against a wall just enough to feel the tension. These seemingly simple moves are actually the golden key to kickstart the healing process. No movement, no heavy weights, just steady tension strong enough for your tendons to hear the message. Illustration: an older adult performing a gentle split squat with a 30-second timer on screen. And here's a crucial principle I want you to remember. After each session, your pain may increase slightly, but it should return to normal within 24 hours. If the next day you feel the same or a bit better, that's a sign you're on the right track. But if the pain gets worse, it means you've gone too far and need to lower the intensity. Many people ask me, "Doctor, can I really recover at my age at 60? And my answer is always yes. I've seen people in their 70 seconds, even 80 seconds, who trained correctly and they didn't just reduce their pain. They walked faster, climbed stairs without holding the railing, and most importantly, they regained trust in their own bodies. You see, health isn't just about muscles or joints. It's about the relationship between you and your body. If you learn to listen to it, to communicate through the right exercises with patience and faith, your body will respond in truly remarkable ways. That's why I always tell my patients, age is not the enemy of health. Indifference is what makes us weak. Now, imagine this. Every tendon in your body is like a guitar string. When you're young, the strings are tight, flexible, and snap back easily. But over time, if you use them too much without proper maintenance, they dry out, stiffen, and sometimes even snap. So, what can make those strings flexible again? It's not magic, it's nutrition and proper rest. I once had a patient named John, 58 years old, an office worker who didn't move much but loved playing golf. He had shoulder tendonitis for months, and every time he swung the club, he winced in pain. The interesting thing was, when I asked about his diet, he chuckled and said, "I eat normally mostly red meat, not many fruits or vegetables. I didn't think nutrition had anything to do with tendons." And that's where many people go wrong, because tendons are made of collagen. And to rebuild collagen, your body needs the right building blocks: vitamin C, protein, and a bit of support from gelatin or collagen peptides. I often tell my patients, if you want stronger tendons, eat as if you're rebuilding your own body. A simple meal I recommend looks like this: a piece of grilled salmon or white chicken meat, a clean source of protein that supports collagen synthesis. A serving of dark leafy greens like kale, broccoli, or spinach, rich in natural vitamin C. A bit of citrus fruit, kiwi, or strawberries to activate the enzymes that build collagen. And, if possible, a cup of bone broth or collagen peptides about 30-60 minutes before your workout, like giving your tendons the fuel they need before repair begins. Research shows that taking around 15 grams of gelatin combined with 250 milligrams of vitamin C before exercise can significantly boost collagen production in the tendons being trained. This isn't marketing, it's real science. But you know what? Nutrition is only half the story. The other half is rest done the right way. Many older adults make a mistake here. They think, the more I train, the faster I'll recover. But the body doesn't work like that. Tendons need time to rebuild themselves. After a challenging workout, collagen synthesis peaks around 36 hours later. If you train again too soon, before the tendon has recovered, you're actually breaking down what your body just worked hard to repair. That's why I always recommend 3 sessions a week or every other day. That's the golden rhythm for people over 50. Between workouts, make sure to sleep well, stay hydrated, and spend at least 10 minutes a day simply relaxing and breathing deeply. Don't underestimate that, because sometimes it's during rest that your body does its deepest healing. I know at 60, the idea of rebuilding your tendons may sound too late, but I've seen hundreds of people do it. One of them, a 6-7-year-old retired police officer, once couldn't walk for more than 5 minutes because of Achilles pain. After 4 months of training properly, eating right, and resting well, he was back to jogging with his grandson. He told me, "I don't just feel stronger, I feel younger." And I truly believe you can do the same. If you give your body a little patience, a little discipline, and a little love. You know, at 60, I've learned something important. Real strength isn't in your muscles. It's not about how much you can lift. It's about the fact that you still choose to get back up no matter how many times you've fallen. Throughout my career, I've met so many patients, former athletes, factory workers, teachers, firefighters, each carrying their own kind of pain. Some had chronic back pain, some had stiff Achilles tendons, others' hands trembled so much they could barely hold a cup of coffee. But what moves me the most isn't their diagnosis, it's the look in their eyes when they start training again. A small spark but powerful. The light of a belief that says, I can still be better than I was yesterday. Age 60 is not the end of health. It's simply a new chapter where you learn to live slower, understand deeper, and cherish every small movement of your body. You don't need to run fast. You just need to keep walking. Every steady step, every deep breath is a thank you to the body that has carried you through all these years. I want you to try something tonight. Before you go to bed, place your hand on your knee or on your shoulder, wherever you feel the pain, and say just one sentence. I'm helping you heal. It might sound strange, doesn't it? But trust me, your brain responds powerfully to your own words. When you send out a positive message, your body truly changes hormones, heartbeat, sleep quality, even the speed of recovery. Science calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself. I call it the faith of someone who has walked through pain and come out stronger. If you're listening to me right now, maybe you're going through some pain in your knees, your Achilles, your shoulder, or your back. I just want to tell you this. Don't give up, because your tendons, just like you, can heal. All it takes is patience and the understanding that healing is not a race, it's a journey. I've lived long enough to know we can't stay young forever, but we can always be healthier than yesterday. Start today with a gentle exercise, a nourishing meal, a deep sleep, and a little faith in this amazing body that God has given you. Because health is not about being young again. It's about coming back to yourself, the version that's stronger, calmer, and more resilient than ever. My dear friend, when we cross 60, life seems to slow down. But slow doesn't mean stop. Slow means we can finally feel the rhythm of our own heartbeat. Every morning when I wake up, I place my hand over my chest, take a deep breath, and listen to my heart. A small sound, but proof that I still have one more chance to live better today. I've met many patients at 65, 70, even 80 years old who told me, "Doctor, if I had taken care of my heart earlier, maybe I could still walk with my grandson every afternoon." But you know what? It's never too late. The human body is extraordinary. Start today, even one small change. A healthier meal, a lighter step, a more peaceful night's sleep, and your heart will respond. I want you to imagine this. A year from now, you wake up, look in the mirror, and see yourself full of energy, rosy cheeks, a firm, confident stride. You smile, not because you look younger, but because you finally feel at peace. At peace because you've cared for your body the right way. At peace because you didn't abandon your heart, the loyal friend that's been with you for over half a century. So, don't let today pass like any other day. Start with something small. Add a little salmon to your dinner. Take a 10-minute walk around the house. Call an old friend just to say you're doing well. Those small things, they're the greatest gifts you can give your heart. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment, share your thoughts, or send it to someone you love. Because maybe, just maybe, they need to hear this too. And don't forget to subscribe. Because I, Dr. James Carter, will be right here every week to talk with you about health, aging, and how to live a beautiful life even after half the journey has passed. Live slowly, love yourself more, and let your heart smile every single day. Thank you for listening. I'm Dr. James Carter, and